This literacy lesson focused on developing the student's ability to identify the author's purpose when reading different text types. The lesson was planned to address the curriculum standards in English reading and viewing. An important skill of reading comprehension is the ability to interpret what effect the author is trying to have on the reader. For this lesson, with Grade 5 students, we limited our author's purpose focus to texts that entertain, inform, or persuade. I began the lesson by engaging the students in a teacher-led discussion about the differences between text types. I used example sentences and encouraged students to suggest what form of text I was using.
Books that are fictional. If you had textbooks, they wouldn't be to entertain, they would be to inform. But yeah, books definitely. Is that hands up, Brian, or stretch? Yep. Jokes, good. We have jokes. Can we think of one more? Yeah. Novel. Okay, you wouldn't necessarily write a poem.
As we had already covered persuasive, informative, and entertaining texts in previous lessons, I moved on to a verbal quiz where I read out a sentence and students wrote down what the author's purpose may be.
Okay, a story on the fluffy dog that went for a run. What's the author's purpose? They write a story about the fluffy dog that went for a run. Hands up for persuade. Inform. Entertain. Good.
We then discussed responses as a class, and I took the opportunity to redirect any misconceptions and ensure that all students were comprehending the concepts clearly. I feel that it is important to address confusion as early as possible to avoid the reinforcement of any misunderstanding. After posing a few different examples to the students and discussing their purpose, I instructed students to work on a handout activity sheet. The students completed the worksheets independently by reading the sentences and labelling the purpose as to inform, persuade, or entertain. For each sentence, they also needed to justify their choice. By explaining their decisions, I could assess their comprehension of the concept. Students also benefited when articulating their reasons for a response, as their choice was solidified, or alternatively, they could change their decision if they chose to. Providing a detailed response by exploring their understanding is more likely to reinforce their learning than a one-word answer. At the end of the lesson, we shared some responses to the activity and students justified their choices. The students worked productively throughout the lesson with small reminders for distracted students. I feel that this lesson enabled students to better identify the author's purpose in text.